Welcome everybody back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. This is your first time here, everybody. Welcome. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. And hopefully everybody's staying warm. It is freaking super frigid here in Denver, Colorado area. It kind of reminds me of Iowa weather. So it's been sub-zero temps, kind of crazy and everything, but go figure on that. It's just Mother Nature for you. But let's talk about this. I wanted to answer a few questions. I had a lot of people DM me directly, comments on some of the videos, and it was just in general, people are just interested in regards to low-end cards. How do you make money? Can you make money? Can you make a living selling low-end cards, 99-cent cards? What's my process? All that stuff. I'll jump into that and just at least what I've learned. So this is the thing. This is from my experiences, what I believe, what I see, what I think. Has nothing to do with your situation or anybody else, but I just wanted to answer the questions because this is just what I learned or what I feel. So number one, can you make money off of selling, low-end 99-cent cards, all that stuff? Yes. Not much. So simple as that, especially if it's like you're talking about junk wax era. Most of the time, those stuff is going to be super hard to move unless you find the right person who's looking to fulfill a set, or if they're looking to, or collect a specific player as their PC, things like that. Other than that, are you going to be able to make money off of them, selling them for 99 cents, and how you're doing it, all that stuff? So yes, but it's very difficult. Sometimes those listings could be listed for a super long time before they even move. I wouldn't bet my life on selling 99-cent cards. How's that sound? So from my experience and from what I'm doing is that I do a mixture of both. So I list a lot of lower end cards and mid-range cards on a daily basis. So I don't just list nothing but super low end, cheap wax cards all day long, because I feel like, yes, they do move in the long run. However, they're not going to be enough for me to have a sustainable income. So that's what I've come to learn. So what I at least from what I do, is I do a mixture of both. To me, if I sell a junk wax card for 99 cents, it's icing on the cake. I've come to find out that's not going to be my niche. That's not my go-to that's going to put food on the table. That's just icing on the cake. I feel like you have to mix listing wise of slabs, patches, autos, things like that, a little bit higher end or mid, like I said, anywhere mid from $5 to $20, cards, daily alongside those junk wax. So you have to find that fine line. I want to say I list this is what I normally do. I probably list anywhere between about 150 to 200 of those $1 to $2 card range. That's what I normally do. Then I try to list anywhere between 50 to 100 of patches, auto slabs, the mid-range stuff. So anywhere between about $5 to $40 worth of inventory. So that's my goal on a daily basis. Just kind of, and I feel like it's working so far. I may have to increase that mid-range game for me to reach my goal of what I want to make on a yearly basis. But that's where I feel like that's my current niche right now. So like I said, yes, you can sell. Yes, you can make money. Like I just said, I wouldn't depend on it as a livelihood selling 99-cent card. The reason being, the main reason is because there's a billion of them out there on eBay. There's a billion out there anywhere on any website, ComC, McCarty, anywhere. There's all these junks. They're all listed. Okay, that's the biggest thing. So competition is fierce, and for you to think that you're just gonna list 10,000 junk wax era cards and they're gonna sell. It doesn't work that way, especially with the huge supply. There's a huge supply. It's the reason why they call that junk wax. So yes and no. No, you can't make a living on it. I feel like, yes, you can make a little bit of money on it. Now, if you use it as a side hustle, of course. Now, everybody also asked me, I think there's a question of how do you compete with all the big boys, all the, the Burbank guys, all that stuff on eBay. There's tons and tons of stores, tons and thousands of listings of specific cards. This is a thing where I'm still trying to find my niche. Pricing is obviously, you can be aggressive as you can, but will the stuff move? Probably not. I mean, vice versa, I'm sorry. You can price it high as much as you can. Will it move? That depends. You can be as aggressive as you can to move it quickly, but you're not making the biggest profit. I've had people, hit me up like, hey man, your prices are super low. How are you doing this? To me, like I said, everybody's situation is very different. I'm doing this for a living. I try to take everybody's advice, to heart and learn as much as I can. But at the end of the day, I have to answer to my family, and I got to make sure if I can move stuff. And I try to price aggressively, but I also try to not be the super lowest if I can. But hey, at the end of the day, I only answer to 5 people, my wife and my 4 daughters. Is what it is. I try to move the cards at a decent profit range. If I can make a little bit of money, that's what I got to do, guys. So try to be aggressive on the pricing and continuously listing, guys. That's how you're going to compete with them, continuously listing, and also work on your SEO, search engine optimization. That's what they always say. So if you want to work on that, wordings of your descriptions, of your titles of the card, I think that matters a lot. I could be wrong, I don't know, but I feel like if you label the card correctly, number one, number two, specific keywords in your search, I feel like that's helping me bring my card up before others, hopefully. I don't know, could be wrong, could be right, never know. And then just building a loyal fan base, or not fan base, but follower base, helps tremendously, I think. And then, to compete with those big hats, at the end of the day, they're going to have more inventory. They have way more work. People who work for them, workforce that is, that can upload way faster, way more cards than myself. You just got to keep trucking along and just keep the grind going. I feel like you're not going to be able, like I just said, you're not going to be able to most likely make a living off that 99 cents card. There's just so many, and there's so many bigger guys that, can handle that. But it's nice to be able to have, rare cards that they may not have. Another thing is how you can compete with them is, make sure that your card quality is up to par. So centering, the card condition, I think that's really key too, because people look at the pictures, whether scanned or, camera pictures, is that the quality of the card, the condition of the card matters. Now, the same card might be 99 cents at, a larger, eBay store, Burbank or whatever. It might be at 99 cents. You might be at $1.25, $1.50. But if your centering is better, if your card condition, the corners, the edges is much better, chances are a person who's really into collecting that, specific player or looking to grade that card or whatever the case may be, will pay that additional 25 cents to 50 cents, whatever the case may be, because of the condition of the card and the quality of the card. I think that matters too. So when you're buying lots, when you're picking up cards, check the condition. I think that definitely matters. A lot of the bigger guys, a lot of big companies, they're just scanning and listing. They don't care. They're selling at 99 cents. So, I think that's another route you can possibly take, is to get a little bit of a better condition card, to help you, in a sense, I wouldn't say beat the competition, but be competitive against the competition. I think that tremendously helps. And then another thing is, like I said, it's just a numbers game. And when I say that, you got to keep on listing, and then you got to find the rare cards that a lot of those bigger guys don't have. Yes, like I said, that's why you mix in between. I feel like you mix in between the lower end, mid, and high. And I don't have high, so super mid, I guess you could say, cards. So you got to mix in between on those. And another big question, hopefully, sorry, before I jump into the next, hopefully that answered your guys' question of how to be competitive. At least I think that's what I'm finding out, that how I can somewhat be competitive is, the number one thing is definitely the condition of the card. If you have a better condition card, that'll help tremendously. And then, obviously your pricing is, you do the best you can to be as competitive as you can. Another question I had was on your low end cards, what is your process and how do you, make money? Okay. It depends on how much you want to make. I mean, this is the thing. You can sell the card for 99 cents and not make money. It's simple as that. Because if you do free shipping, you won't make any money. Keep in mind. So this is my process when I list the lower end cards. Let's say a card is going for $1, 99 cents, $1, whatever the case may be. I still will charge shipping, whatever the cost may be, at least a bare minimum of 75 cents. It has to be, guys. And the reason being is because, let's say, take for instance, we're not the big stores. We don't have those super discounted fees of listing fees or whatever it is. You have to understand shipping costs. The bare minimum shipping is going to be 63 cents currently with the US PS. And that's with the ESE, even with a little bit of tracking. So that's just the regular stamp, 63 cents. Throw that in. That's why I have to charge, the shipping fee of 75 cents at least. You have to cover that cost. Then keep in mind, eBay takes 12.5%. So whatever, if you're selling for $1, they're taking 12 cents, $12.50, or excuse me, they're taking 12 cents, 12 and a half cents, okay, out of that whole dollar. They're taking that instantly, okay? Then there's that transaction fee of 30 cents. You're already right there at 63 cents plus 30 cents, which is, what is that, 93 cents plus another 12, 50. You're looking at $1.10 already on that card. So that's why it's hard to make any money on the Junks wax, guys. Even if you sell it at $1.05 with free shipping, you're losing money, okay? That's why it's going to be very difficult for us small stores, us people to be making money on those, 99 cent cards. So you have to cover your expenses. I feel like that's not including the envelope and all that stuff. So bare minimum shipping and the listing cost of that card, you have to sell at least $1.50, $1.20. At $1.20, if you can sell it, let's say total of shipping, total of the card, I mean, you're barely making 5 cents, 1 cent a card. I mean, profit wise, and then the cost of the card too. Don't forget, you still have the cost of the card too. So that's the thing. Is it worth to sell those 99 cent cards? I mean, if you have it listed if you have it in your basement, why not? If you're just sitting on it, if you have the time to list, why not, right? But like I said, I wouldn't list it any less than at least covering your fees, at least covering your shipping fees, covering your listing fees, covering your shipping supply fees and eBay's fees. It's as simple as that. I mean, unless you want to pay buyers to take those cards off hand, that's pretty much what you're doing. So, like I said, I usually list at least a bare minimum of $1.20 to $1.50 of those super low end cards. So at least it covers everything. I can't go any lower because then at the end of the day, I'm paying you to take that card off my hands. So ESE, 63 cents, plain white envelope. And also I usually put in a sleeve. Let me use one of these. I usually use one of these card saver sleeves to keep it somewhat rigid and protected that card when you ship. So that even costs a little bit of money too. So try and cover those fees. And like I said, that's going to be your lowest entry of fees and everything is those 99 cent cards, whatever people always see. If it's free shipping, like I said, most likely they're paying you to take it off their hands. So is what it is on that. So those are the ways I would recommend you. If you're looking, the process and everything, if you're looking to make a little bit of money on those super cheap, I wouldn't go any lower than $1.20 to $1.50. And if you're okay with making 5 cents to 1 cent a card, that's why I said it's going to be all about the quantity. You're going to have to list you're going to have to sell like a freaking 1,000 of those 99 cent cards for $1.20, or those super low end cards. You're going to have to sell 1,000 just to even make a little bit of profit, guys. So when people say like, this is a grind, you're not going to make a ton of money. you're not. Especially if you're selling, if you're going to go with the low end cards, you're not going to make a ton of money unless you can sell tens and thousands of those dollar whatever cards. So I'm just being upfront with you guys. That's what I see. And that's why I say those dollar cards that I sell, it's just icing on the cake. That's not going to be my forte. That's not going to help pay the bills, at least for me personally. I hope, that opens people's eyes a little bit, is that yes, it's called the, fee bay and all that stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, it gives you eyes in the storefront. So you have to pay those fees. So that's why those stores, if you go to like a brick and mortar stores, they have those boxes people go and buy, those super low end cards. They can sell them for cheap because they don't have all those fees to pay for. So it's that's why I say there's always pros and cons to having an online store versus having in person, brick and mortar. So they have a lot more flexibility on that. Like I said, I got to cover my fees. I got to cover the costs. And that's what I've come to realize. And giving stuff away is just not feasible, especially if you're trying to make a living out of this. Like I said, if you're doing this as a side hustle, if you want to sell whatever list, go, to your heart's content, go ahead. But like I said, my recommendation is at least cover all your fees. And that's why, is it worth to list all those cards if you don't have a scanner? No. To me, if you're looking to list a lot of them, if you don't have a scanner, because just the speed of the ability to list so many cards, you got to have a scanner. I feel like especially if you're going to sell super low end stuff, because to me, it doesn't make sense for me to sit there and take picture, whether with my camera or my camera phone, to list it one by one, manually, time wise, to make maybe a cent or two. If that card sells, not worth it. So that's just my advice. So hopefully that kind of answers people's questions about the low end stuff. Is it possible to make money? Yeah, super possible. Is it possible to make a lot of money off of it? Very difficult unless you have a lot of time and just a huge inventory and a huge ability to list them quickly. So you can compete with the bigger stores. I just don't see a way unless you're able to do that. That's just my process of, listening to lower end stuff. Hopefully that helps, answers whoever questions on that. I don't know. If you guys have thoughts on, your thoughts on lower end, let me know. I'm, like I said, I'm always, I have an open ear. I'm always here to listen to everybody's advice, and just your guys' tidbits helps me tremendously to help my business and get better at it. So other than that, man, sorry, it's kind of a long-winded answers to several of those questions. I know it's kind of all over the place, but I just want to talk about that a little, because it has been a question that a lot of people have been asking. So if you guys watched this far, super appreciative. Hopefully you guys pick something up. If you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you watch this far, haven't subscribed, crazy. You want to listen to me talk about 99-cent cards. But other than that, I still appreciate you guys watching the video. Stay tuned this week. I will have other upcoming videos. Hopefully, I think the NBA Prism Box blasters, I ordered a few coming in. I think my daughter and myself are going to do a rip on that. That should be fun. Don't forget, help support me if you want. If not, I'll go check out the eBay store. Have a lot of pretty new cards I list every day. So make sure you guys check out the eBay. I put the link in the description. Other than that, appreciate you guys. Until next time.